What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to Vic Drives. So, oh boy. So we took the Vette autocrossing this past weekend, and I stuck a GoPro in there and figured I'd get some footage, and then, we could make a video out of that. And this is how that turned out. So what I'm going to do instead is we're pretty much going to make a list of top 5 things to do for your first autocross. And then I'll pretty much lay over some of the footage from, yesterday. And we'll kind of like hop back and forth here and there, so that it's not completely useless footage. But if there's some of you out there that want to see like all the footage completely raw, like all 12 runs or whatever, let me know and I will just compile a video of all of that and then put that up like one of these next couple of days. So if any of you lucky watchers out there that were not at the event or don't have access to the results can guess how many cones this car hit on Sunday, I will go ahead and give you a shout out in the next video, and there is a potential merch drop at 100 subs if we hit 100 subs, and you will be able to take your pick of the litter and get it for free, I guess. So we'll go from there, and then let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, so the first one's not really a tip, it's more of a suggestion, but if you are going to be filming your runs, know what camera angles you want to have before you actually get there, so you don't make the mistake that I made and kind of stick your camera up and then just have the dashboard glare kind of blind you. And, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit here already because this happened when I did the drive around town POV video. If you haven't seen that, that's up here. So definitely know your car's angles, know its strong suits and weaknesses when it comes to different lighting conditions and all that kind of stuff, and mess around with your camera settings as well before, so that you don't end up with unusable footage. So now in the actual driving tips or autocrossing tips, number 1 is to get into second gear as quickly as possible if you have a manual transmission. If you have an automatic, then I guess you don't really need to worry about it. But if you are in a manual transmission vehicle, start off in first, do your launch however you want to do it, and then switch immediately into second, and then just leave it in second for the rest of the course. Especially for autocross, you don't have a whole lot of high speed corners or straights, I guess. So most of the time you should be good in second. In the event that you have a really fast course for whatever reason, then you might need third, but I literally did not leave second all of when this happened, whenever I went to the event. And number 2, and this one is especially important for beginners: start slow and make sure that you're actually getting your lines properly. There's no point to really trying to go fast right out of the gate. It's much better to make sure that you're actually hugging the cones, and that your lines are good and that you know the course and that you're comfortable driving your car. Once you know that your lines are good, and then all there is to do is to speed up, then literally just put your right foot down a little bit more, right? And now, number 3, look ahead. And this is something that is very highly stressed in just about every single motorsport out there, but you need to look further ahead than where you are. It's not like the road where, you know, you're looking in front of you or like one or two cars in front of you. You need to be looking like really far ahead. So if you're trying to plan how you're going to corner around one cone and then figure out the next one after you've done this, you're gonna be too late. You're not gonna have enough time to carry the speed through the next one, so you're gonna have to slow down and then get through that one and then get through the next one and so on and so forth, and you're just not gonna be fast enough. So if you are trying to get through the first cone, you should be looking 2 or 3 cones ahead to figure out how you're gonna tackle those. And just know, you know your car, you know how big it is, you know how fast you're going. You should just know how the car will kind of carry through those corners. And if you hit a cone, big deal, you hit a cone. It's not the end of the world. Much more important for you to look further ahead and know where you're going than to focus on, you know, where you are. Number 4 is don't be scared. And I mean, obviously you're going to be a little afraid because you're doing something that maybe you haven't done before, or you're driving in a very, I shouldn't say high speed, but in a very different environment than you're used to probably. Like driving on the road or driving fast on the road is not going to be the same as doing a track day or an autocross day or anything like that. So yeah, you might spin out, you might stall, you might break something. Like there's no real way to know. You're probably not going to break anything at Autocross, but again, you never know. It might be raining like it was on Sunday when I went. It might be sunny, it might be windy, it might be cold, might be warm. So there's a lot of different things going on, but that's no reason for you to, you know, not enjoy it. And the other thing that I've been told happens a lot is that beginners are afraid of hitting cones. And as one of my friends said the other day, your goal ideally is to hit every single one of the cones, but just not knock them out of their spot, because that's how you know that you're going the shortest possible distance and the fastest possible time. So don't be afraid to hit things, don't be afraid to spin out. It's gonna happen. It might happen. You might get sideways. I got sideways a couple times. And that's just, it's part of the experience. So really, just have fun with it. And at the end of the day, you'll be happy that you went, and you will have learned a whole lot, and hopefully you'll be a much better driver at the end of it. And now finally, kind of the boring one, but probably the most important one, is check your fluids, check your tires, make sure that your helmet is, you know, within the date specs and not expired. Most autocross or track day events will require a Snell SA or M 2010 or higher. You can probably find a bunch of helmets out there for between like 100 and 150 that meet that requirement on like Amazon. So just make sure that you're getting a solid helmet, and you should be good to go. We do have a little bit of a leak under the vette, and turns out it's coolant, so I will need to figure out what's going on there. But you know, check your oil, make sure that it's not like black. Check your clutch fluid, your brake fluid, transmission fluid if you can get to it, which I currently can't. But check your tires, make sure that there's still tread on them, make sure that they're, you know, up to date, safe, and everything like that. Once you get to your event, most of the time they do like a preliminary check, just to make sure that, you know, your wheels aren't going to fall off or something ridiculous like that. And then the last thing is your battery. So you're going to want your battery tied down. Make sure that, you know, if it's in its stock location, that you can't like shove it around, or that it won't like jump out when you're like cornering hard. And that's really it. Like, autocross is so much fun, and I've been trying to get out as much as possible, but it's been a little hard given the whole pandemic situation. And then now that I have, of course, my camera didn't capture any of it for you. I will try to get out to another one, hopefully next month, or there's a couple more afterwards. So Hopefully there's a little more autocross content, but if you enjoy it as well, then definitely be sure to leave this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one.